While we wait for the second season of The Witcher, Netflix is giving us a fix through an anime film coming out on August 23rd. I've been lucky enough to already check it out thanks to the team at Netflix UK, so this is my review of The Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf. Before Geralt, there was his mentor Vesemir, a swashbuckling young witcher who escaped a life of poverty to slay monsters for coin. But when strange new monsters begin terrorizing a politically fraught kingdom, Vesemir finds himself on a frightening adventure that forces him to confront new demons and demons from his past. Now, before I start with my review, I want to assure you that this is a spoiler-free review of Nightmare of the Wolf. I'm super excited for The Witcher Season 2. I might even review the first season ahead of that one coming out. But let me know all your thoughts on The Witcher Season 1 on this movie. If you're excited for it, if you like the mix of The Witcher with anime, throw it all down there, start the conversation. It's always the most important part. And while you're down there, and this is your first video of my channel that you're watching, thank you so much for clicking on it. Why don't you consider clicking the subscribe button, because it does wonders to get the content out there, and you'll join a beautiful film fan community. Studio Mir takes over the animation department once more, as they do for a lot of Netflix anime stuff, and this looks incredible. These big wide shots of all the glorious landscapes, the big action moments are tremendously well animated and well shot. Big swooping shots, little cuts following the characters through these dynamic swooping shots that are just continuous and never cut away. Truly awesome to watch. It really gets you in the action, and the action is really brutal. Lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of violence. That's what a Witcher story should have. And these Witchers are awesome. We have several Witchers in this movie, and they're all great. They're all true badasses as far as the action side of it is concerned. And I want to fully admit, I'm not a big fan of Theo James as an actor. Everything I've seen him in live action, he just hasn't done a lot for me. But he's a great voice actor. He has done voices for Castlevania and other stuff on Netflix, and he plays Vesemir in this movie, and he does a really good job. He gives Vesemir a lot of charm, a little bit of an ego. He's kind of a lovable asshole throughout most of the film, but there's a really human, vulnerable side to him that I think the movie explores really well as we dive into his past and previous relationships with friends that he had before he became a Witcher. Something that the film does that I also really like is that it validates the argument for people, humans, to fear Witchers. It doesn't validate that they should fear Witchers, but it makes us understand why they do, because there are some bad Witchers out there. There are Witchers that should not be trusted, just like there are humans that should not be trusted and monsters that should not be trusted, but there's exception in everything. I like that this film explores all sides and all perspectives. I think the film just falls a little short when it comes to its storytelling. I think it's really important that we go into Vesemir's backstory, where he came from, what brought him into being a Witcher, but I think the film could have worked a lot better, especially in terms of pacing, if they just told the story linearly. Sometimes the film gets going in the present, then suddenly we jump back in time, and that really does nothing for the film. It doesn't reveal a big twist, it doesn't hold any big surprises, and sometimes the characters are not even reminiscing about these moments, so it makes kind of no sense for us to jump back in time. My other issue with the film, honestly, it's something that is kind of a good problem to have, and that is I could have seen this film go for an hour 50, maybe 2 hours. The film runs at 83 minutes, 1 hour 23 minutes, and it just is a little short. Something happens from the second act to the third that is awesome, and everything blows up, shit starts to go down, and it's incredible to watch, and then it's just over a little bit too quickly. The film does do a great job of telling us a personal story, making us understand the Witcher culture even more, and show us a new protagonist, a new Witcher that is very different from Geralt, but also does enough to lay foundations and connect directly to the Witcher show with Henry Cavill that we are watching. I had a really fun time with The Witcher Nightmare on the Wolf. The animation is stunning to watch, especially when it comes to the action sequences. The score, which I didn't even mention until now, is sensational. I love my choir scores, so if you have a choir in your score, I'm going to love you forever. So thank you, Nightmare of the Wolf. I'm giving The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf a B. And so those are my thoughts on The Witcher prequel, Nightmare of the Wolf. What are your thoughts on it? Are you excited? Are you not? Are you watching this way in the future when the film has already come out and you've seen it? Throw it all down there. Start the conversation. It's always the most important part. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if this was your first video from me and you're still watching, consider clicking that subscribe button, because if you're still watching, you enjoyed it on some level. Thank you so much once more for watching. Thank you to Netflix for granting me the opportunity to see this early. And stay tuned for more reviews of What If Episode 2 and Reminiscence dropping tomorrow. I hope to see you there, and so until then, love each other and love the movies.